Well, what's up, friends? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I'm sitting here watching the combine, and man, Jordan Davis, I know he'll be gone before the Cowboys get a chance to pick him, but that guy, oh my God, I'm in love, man. I'm in love with Jordan Davis. That man, that's a grown ass man. And if you could plug somebody like that on the defensive line, it would be insane. Anyway, shout out to my man Greg Evans for sharing a story with me, which is really kind of interesting. The most hated men in the NFL. Jerry Jones is numero uno. Excuse me, number two. Jerry Jones is a number two. As far as owners are, he's actually 12th on the list. Of course, the most hated owner, a couple spots ahead of him, is Dan Snyder. So I wanted to go through and just kind of talk about this list. The way this list works is negative tweets that were made against you. Jerry Jones had 24,600 and some odd negative tweets about him. I think this is over during December, which sounds like a lot, but here's where it's kind of interesting here. As we go through the list, let me actually go through the list of the most hated people in the NFL. We got Robert Kraft at number 20 with 5,362. Clearly, not a lot of hate for Robert Kraft. At number 19, the highest player for the Dallas Cowboys on the list, Zeke Elliott at 6,640. I'm surprised that Dak Prescott's not on the list because Dak Prescott's got a lot of haters out there. And I would have thought for sure that Dak Prescott would have gotten a lot more hate than Zeke Elliott, but evidently not. Richard Sherman at 8,500. Brittany Matthews, Matthew Stafford's wife, at 10,400. Jalen Ramsey at 11. Deshaun Jackson, D-Jax, at 13,500. Josh McDaniels, wow, 16,000. Kirk freaking Cousins at 19,000. And of course, there's Jerry Jones at 24. We got Cam, Cam, at 28,400 negative tweets. Headed up by a big jump, Dan Snyder, 48,000 negative tweets about Dan Snyder and all that's going on with them. Probably mostly Redskin fans, football team, Commanders fans that are just mad that they've been sucking for so long. And ahead of him is Baker Mayfield at number 9. Baker Mayfield at 51,000. And this one kind of throws me because I would have thought that Roger Goodell would be higher than 8. He's only at 8 at 59,000. I would have thought that just Cowboy fans alone would have carried him up to number 1. Tyreek Hill, number 7, 62,000. Pat Mahomes' brother, 71,000. Yeah, you can understand why he's definitely hated. Ahead of him, Deshaun Watson, 75,000. Then, ahead of him at number 4, Odell Beckham with 84,000 negative tweets. And we're coming down the home stretch here on the big 3. Bill Belichick, 88,482. All right, who are the top 2? Who are the top 2 most hated people in football? Now, they say hated men in football, but we got Matthew Stafford's wife. Are they trying to say something about Matthew Stafford's wife? So, who would you think are the 2 most hated people in the NFL? At number 2, we have Antonio Brown, 107,379 tweets. That's a lot of negative tweets. But you know what's crazy? That pales by comparison to the winner. The winner more than doubling 2.5 times as many negative tweets as Antonio Brown. Do you know who we're talking about, brothers and sisters? Do you know? Aaron freaking Rodgers. at 266,850 negative tweets. And I believe it was this is just December. Let me see. Let me double check on this. I'm trying to see what the scale was. The fourth worst Star Telegram reports that recently released study from the betting online AG looked at the number of negative tweets posted about individuals involved in the league from owners, athletes, and people running the NFL. So I don't know what the span is of time that they have, but I thought I saw something in December. So the only Cowboy player is Zeke Elliott, and he's at number 19. And Jerry Jones at 12. And Jerry Jones, I mean, 10 times as many negative tweets about Aaron Rodgers. Wow. That's kind of amazing there. I would say that if things keep going the way they've been going, that I believe Stephen Jones is now the de facto owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen Jones is doing a whole lot more talking. We've got this medical issue, minor medical issue, of Jerry Jones not being at the combine and not speaking, but allegedly working with Roger Goodell on a special project. I could see Stephen Jones taking over Jerry Jones's place. You know, they always say be careful what you wish for, because a lot of people say, you know, they're tired of Jerry Jones being the owner. I have a feeling that Stephen Jones being the owner might be a lot worse. Just looking at it, and you know, you have to look at the Cowboys' failures on the contracts that they've made for players, and then having to turn around and restructure contract after contract, and then turn around and blame the players for the bad contracts and say they're not getting the money. Well, you were the ones that evaluated it and decided to pay them the money. He's not taking any responsibility for that. And I'm looking at the team could possibly be good. Now, the only thing that does make me feel a little bit better here is watching the NFL Combine and seeing how many defensive linemen and defensive ends there are, as well as wide receivers. And maybe the Cowboys can end up reloading with some young talent. It may be a case where the Dallas Cowboys would end up wanting to trade back to be able to get as much value as they can with some of these players. But I hope there's a plan here someplace. And if the Cowboys end up doing what they've done in past years of having a playoff season that ends up not being good and following it up with a non-playoff season, definitely Jerry Jones will be moving up the list, or Stephen Jones. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I'm going to catch you later. Peace.